welcome to the Laughing Monkey Music Show. Taylor and Jon Anderson. Jon, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Well, I'm here. I mean, I've been a fan for like forever. But this new album is true. It's out on Friday, the 23rd. This 23rd is Friday. It is fantastic. Like, it is
Thank,
so good.
thank you. Thank you very much.
To me, it's like an early birthday gift because getting it in the mail and email and listening was fantastic. How are you putting out such epic music? I mean, like, Once Upon a Dream is 16 minutes long. It's it's bananas. It is so good. It is so complex. Like, where's the inspiration coming from at this point for you?
I think it's a natural part of my life's experience of the 70s. And when we, as you know, we never got on the radio, but we did create really good music, long form sort of uh, epics, or what do you want to call them. And it became my uh, life's work, in a lot of different ways. And over the last year, having met the Band Geeks through an incredible story where somebody who works at Sirius Radio, Jon Amick, sent me a video of these guys performing Heart of the Sunrise
Mhm.
per perfectly. And all I wanted to do was get in touch with them and go on the road and perform with them, which we did. And then after we'd finished the tour last September, just 12 shows to see how it felt to be together. And I was, every show just bing, magic. And so I said to Richie, the bass player, who's the runner of the Geeks people, organizer, shall we say, let's make an album. And he said, well, do you think so? And I said, yeah, you send me some songs and I'll send you some song ideas. And that's how it developed over a period of 3 months. And when we finished it, we just turned around. I turned around and said, wow, this is just such a trip to make a beautiful album at a certain point in my life that I'm sure anybody who knows Yes will love this album. So there we are.
Yeah. I mean, I have those albums on vinyl and I love them because of the complexity, the lyrics. I mean, even the band title is positive. Yes. You've always been very positive and the world is so negative right now. This is so good to hear such positive lyrics about I'm you, you're me. It's just such a positive theme you've always kept at. And the music is beautiful with it. And it's so succinct with your voice. Like it's a very uplifting album, and I think it's
Excellent.
perfect for fans. And I think Yes fans are going to just die hearing it, you know.
Yeah,
And, and I hope it brings a lot of new fans that aren't hearing real music nowadays that isn't programmed. This should be
true.
inspiring, you
I
know.
think, yeah, I think you're right. It's part of my life's experiences all put together on one album. And Richie Castellano is a brilliant producer. And I'd send him like counties and countries. And it was just me on a guitar singing the song. And then, you know, a week later, he sends me this glorious orchestral extravaganza production. And oh my God, Richie, this is just too wonderful. And each song had a different experience, if you like. And
Yeah.
that's why by the time we'd done 7 or 8 songs, I felt, wow, this album has got so many different colors and shapes and ideas and energy, and everything works. It's like, woo.
It feels like a journey. It's epic and it's the whole thing and the production. And I don't think and I want fans that just don't know, they may know you from just the album, and the other bands. You do a lot of you've done a lot of really good solo albums. You are a songwriter, and
True.
the big core of it. I don't think people think of you as this great singer with this angel-like voice, but I don't know if they really realize you are the core of a lot of the songs, especially the epic ones, especially the early years of the other band. I mean, you really are quite a songwriter. I mean, for like what you've been recording for like 54 years probably now.
Yeah,
The
I
fact you
think,
are so original still is amazing. You
thank
know,
you. Um, going through different experiences, like even going on tour when I got sick, and then the band Yes carried on without me, and I just said to Jane, my wife, let's go on tour. I've got a guitar, and I'll sing and tell stories.
yeah.
And I
But
thought,
you
well, Yeah.
are fantastic though. I saw you do I think when Trevor you guys went out and I don't know, a couple years before the COVID. You were
Yeah.
fantastic. I mean, you've always been spot on vocally. Have you had to work that your voice, or is it just like a natural gift where you're like you can still hit those notes?
Uh, it is funny. Sorry, I'm just
Yeah,
thinking that when I sing, I let go of anything, and I'm
yeah,
singing anything that I have a complexity of lyric. So the last tour we just finished was trying to remember the lyric and the notes and the song and the part and
yeah.
the da, 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 da. It was like my hair is all stupid.
Oh, that's
My
fine.
sorry.
That's fine.
So it was definitely again a learning experience, and whichever way I look at my career, everything's been a learning experience. And I remembered the other day that Close to the Edge just didn't happen. It was something that I'd been on tour listening to Sibelius's Seventh Symphony.
Hmm.
I had a speakers in my suitcase. I had a carry your own beatbox sort of situation with cassettes, you know. And I listened to the Seventh Symphony over and over. And then one day I went, wait a minute, it doesn't stop. It actually goes through these musical experiences to reach the climax of the theme that was started way, way back in the beginning of the song and so on. And that's what made me think I could really figure out a way of doing a piece of music that you don't lose contact with because of the length of it. And so I sat with Steve Howe and Chris Squire at that time and said, I've got this theme here, I've got this other theme, another theme. And in the middle, we'll just go into nowhere. And it's like Chris would always say, I just want you to be happy, John. And that's how it happened. You finish it with a long piece of music. And here we are 50 years later, that's the killer, doing Once Upon a Dream, which started off with a simple chanting idea
Hmm.
with a friend of mine. He sent me some music and I started doing this chant idea and I sent it to Richie and he developed it into that. And then I said, wait a minute, I've got a song, put that in there. And then that'll come together and over. And interestingly, we actually do all this via Zoom
Really?
because they're in New Jersey and I'm California. So every Tuesday we get together and do Zoom work. And
Oh,
you
it's the world now, you know?
yeah, and you realize it everything works if you have a feeling of creativity that's pointed this way rather than do you think we need to do a song for the radio? No, no, no. We're
Yeah.
doing this and it's called True because True kept popping up. The word True kept popping up in different songs along the way. So I just felt we know there are no musical barriers. And
Yeah.
the beautiful thing was one of the songs turned into a very similar to a Paul Simon song. From. So thankfully, now it's going to be released next week. And
Hmm.
I'm just more excited, I think, about people who understood Yes and loved Yes and felt why the breakups, why the screw ups, why the this and that and the other. And here we still have a real good piece of Yes music.
It does feel like that, you know. I don't hate comparing or saying whatever, but the Band Geeks is so fantastic, and
Yeah,
they've captured the sound. They've honored your sound that you created and led the way with the rest of the band. Yes,
yeah,
that it works so perfectly. It's true and it's very sincere, as are your lyrics and your honesty and the journey you've gone on. And being the consummate songwriter, I think it's been good. And in some ways that you didn't say with them because I mean, the invention of knowledge with the Anderson and Stolt 2016 album. I love that album.
yeah.
Love that album. People check it out. I mean, you've done so much great solo stuff in projects with other people. I think it's really allowed you to open up even more and not be trapped in the thoughts of other band members in any band, not just them in particular. I mean, that's my thought on that part. Do you think it's allowed you to be different on some levels?
Well, when I did the tour with Jean-Luc Ponty, I'm singing with great musicians, and sometimes you have an experience that wasn't equally as good, so you sort of think, well, what am I going to do next? And then, as luck would have it, my friend sent me a video of the Band Geeks. That was
Yeah,
like, well, I was like going this way, thinking, do I get into this? I started working on Zamram, which is like the follow up of Elias,
yeah.
and I'm up to 4 hours of music at the moment, and it's chaos. So like, I'm thinking, where am I going? And then all of a sudden, somebody sends me the video, and it's like, hey, Richie, let's go on tour. I'm going crazy here.
You need a break.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying now to grapple with the idea of Zamran is still around because there's all this music, and I've just got home 2 days ago, and I haven't had time to start listening to it again because I know I'll go back into that. Why am I doing this piece of music sort of thing?
I think it's
So
exciting that you
yeah,
still do it.
oh yeah, there's more to
Is
come.
there? Well, that's the thing. Is there a lot in the vault that you have that to be released to keep on? I mean, do you have a lot of stuff recorded already that can go on?
I've got a flight case full of cassettes, and I don't go in there. I took one of them out the other day before I
Yeah,
went on tour, and I put it on. I went, where was I at this moment in time, and why? Oh, this is really cool. I must re-record this. And then the next one was similar. I said, oh, that's really good. I can't, I can't keep listening to this music. I got to go on tour. And one day I'll turn around. I have a friend that I like very much, uh, and I know I can send him the cassette, and I'll say, "Can you do a version of this? Guitars and hands and
yeah.
drums, and see where it comes out." But
That would
more or less, my workload now is to talk. I talked to
sure.
Richie about maybe we should tour where we do an hour of epics and classics, so yes, and then an hour of the album.
I think so.
True, true. But we
I
have
think
to wait.
so.
Yeah, I agree. I
I
agree.
was gonna say the one thing to wrap this up. It's a you got a lot going on today, and I appreciate it. Is that to choose a song list? I mean, you're doing like 3 songs now. You're doing True Messenger, which is a single, Shine On, which I know other big artists, your peers, are like they're writing on the fan page. This was a great album. Like literally in interviews, they were telling me we talk about how great it is. They're so excited. The album is such a solid piece of work. It should just be a solid just piece.
Absolutely.
But I mean, to choose songs with the classics, this album fits with them now. It's not even like you're forcing it. The songs fit with the classics. It's like almost a no brainer. If you guys got the energy, you get the stamina. My God, who would you
Yeah.
want to see that?
Well, I spoke to Richie. I said, we can gel them together somehow and just go on tour next spring when the cloud clears, you know. And
Yeah,
it's just a great time of my life. I'm 79, come on 80 in October. So it's a real wonderful feeling that I have every morning when I wake up thinking, I have so much to do.
that's probably keeps you young. I mean, that's really the inspiration, and you have
Yeah,
so much in you.
yeah,
I want to thank you for coming on the show. I want people to check out the album on the 23rd, stream it, download it, buy it because the artwork's fantastic on it. Get your hands on it, and then don't stop there because if you're a Yes fan, there's all his solo work to get into. There's Anderson Stolt to get into. I'd love to see another album there at some point. I mean, there's
yeah.
so much work that you've done that's probably not even heard of
Right.
that,
We're
that people
halfway
can
through.
dig
Yeah,
into.
well, we actually played with the teenagers, the school Academy of Rock. We actually went to Sweden and played in Uppsala, where uh, Ronja lives.
Yeah.
And all we did talked about. He loved the show, of course, but all we talked about is finishing the songs we started a year ago. And I said, yes, we'll get round to it. Don't worry, because it's the special songs, part two of our
Oh my
experience.
God. I've had him on a few times, and I'm like, I love that album. I'm like, oh my god, when are you guys gonna do another album? He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, it's coming.
Ah,
We've written a lot of
excellent.
works, and it'll all come together at the right time, as this has come together
Hmm.
at the right time in my life. Of I don't wonder where I'm going to go or what I'm going to do
Oh,
next.
just hearing that for me is exciting. So people check that out. But right now, True's coming out. It's 9 songs of original music
Yeah,
that is so exciting, and it's produced well, and it's tight, and that's all I can really say. I mean, I want to thank you, and I know you got to have on your other interviews, but thank you for taking the time today, John. This has
thank
been
you,
great.
thank
Thank you,
you,
man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
appreciate it. Take
Take
care.
care. Have a good night.
See you soon.
Take care. Bye bye.